If you're looking to make an awesome dessert with ingredients you probably already have in your cupboards, look no further than rice pudding. So easy to make, just a couple of ingredients to put in there, and it is absolutely delicious. I gotta admit, when I was younger, I was a little grossed out by rice pudding. My mom used to take leftover white rice and then would make this gross smelling pudding thing. It just weirded me out. I don't know what else to say. Obviously, fast forward 25 years and I'm in love. It is amazing. I can't say enough. It's amazing. It seriously is amazing. We got a few little things to prep up. Sound good? Let's cook.
I'm going to start by slicing a fresh vanilla bean in half. There's so much amazing flavor in these, you won't believe it. Simply slice it in half long ways. If you've never done this before, it's really simple to do. Yes, I know I need a manicure. Once they are in half, simply use your knife and scrape out all the goodness that's in the inside of the vanilla beans. That's exactly where all the flavor comes from vanilla. It's in these little beans. See there? Perfect. Put it right to the side in a pot, and also in that pot, we're going to add in those hollowed out vanilla pods just for more flavor. If you don't want to do this, you can actually submerge these in sugar, and over time, you'll have delicious vanilla sugar.
Let me just stop and say, I happen to have a vanilla bean sitting around, so that's why I used it. If you don't have one, which I'm guessing you probably don't on hand, you're going to use vanilla extract, but we're not going to put it in yet, okay? Next, we're going to hit it with some milk.
Go ahead and pour in about 3.5 cups of whole milk. You could actually replace 1/4 cup with heavy cream if you wanted it to be a little creamier. Next, we're going to pour in some granulated sugar, and just like anything, we're going to season it up with just a tad bit of sea salt.
And before we add in the rice, let me say this. I've looked at a bazillion different recipes, and all of them tell me something completely different. I mean, even the book I used back in culinary school, that one says long grain. A ton of traditional recipes say short grain. What I'm going to tell you is, use what you got in your cabinet, okay? It can be long, it can be medium, it can be short. For me, I've got some medium grain rice. It's gonna work for this perfectly, just like yours is as well. So go ahead and
pour in our medium grain rice. I've got about 2/3 cup here. You can actually go down to a 1/2 cup if you want a little bit less, even with the same amount of liquid. What I like to do at this point is give it a little stir, just sort of get things moving, get the sugar that's stuck on the bottom of the pot because of the milk, move it around, head back over to your cooktop. We are going to crank the heat on to medium. What we want to do is get this to a nice light simmer, which is going to take about 3 or 4 minutes. I like to stir this every 4 or 5 minutes just to keep things moving. Here, that is a really nice simmer. See those bubbles start to kind of roll on the outside? That's a nice rolling simmer. Perfect. Turn the heat down to low, and then what I'm going to do is the same process. Come back every 4 to 5 minutes. We're going to give it a stir for a total of 20 to 25 minutes. The goal here is to cook down the milk and sugar while cooking the rice so that it's nice and tender and soft. It will definitely start to thicken up, and that's a really good sign. This right here is perfect for me. I like it a little bit creamier. You could even take this down more, maybe a couple more minutes, but for me, this is absolutely perfect. I'm going to remove it from the cooktop, go over to the countertop, and let it sit for just a couple minutes to cool down. Next, I'm going to fish out those vanilla pods. You can't eat those, and at this point, they're no good, so you really need to discard them, and they can be a little hard to handle in here, so just be careful because the rice is still hot. Now, to add a little bit more fat and flavor, you do not have to do this. Let me stress again, this is totally optional, but it's going to help dramatically increase the flavor in here. I'm just going to bobble the yolk and remove the whites from the egg by going shell to shell. I'm going to pour it in another bowl, make sure there's no shells in there. Take it out and then dump it right into that rice. I'm also going to hit it with some ground cinnamon. And this is also the point, if you have vanilla extract, you put it in now. Give it a stir. Make sure it is completely combined. You'll see how much richer it becomes even. And also because, well, it's me, I'm going to hit it with some more unsalted butter for a little bit more fat and flavor.
don't get mad at me. It is going to be the waiting game while we put this in the refrigerator. But I've got a little trick to show you how to make it cool even faster. Here's what you do.
Be sure to mix in the rest of the butter, make sure it's melted, and at this point you could actually add in some of your dried fruit, but I don't like to do it here. I like to do it towards the end. Now go over to a 13x9 casserole dish or even a cookie sheet tray. And what you're going to do is pour the rice pudding in there and spread it out. Make it as thin as possible, because what that's going to do is allow it to cool much quicker. So it's not in a hot pan and it's not 3 inches up the side. It's maybe an inch thick. It's perfect. It's going to cool in only 30 minutes, which is way lower than the normal time it takes to cool it. Take it out. We're just going to have a little look. Looks fantastic. Be sure to give it a little taste first.
Comies, it's like I say every week, once you start understanding all of these techniques, and I'm guessing at this point you've learned a ton, you know that you can swap out ingredients. Instead of raisins, you can use cherries. Instead of cherries, you can use dried apricots. Instead of a vanilla bean, you can use vanilla extract. This recipe is completely malleable, and it's going to be delicious because it's homemade from scratch. It tastes better than anything you're going to get at the store, the restaurant, you name it. Here's what we're going to do to plate up in slow-mo.
They have these neat little cups that they're traditionally served in. I actually don't care what you put this in. You could put it in a bowl. Heck, you could even put it on a plate. But these little glasses are a nice touch if you're serving it up to friends or even guests. Now I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit more cinnamon because it's extra dramatic and, well, you know me. And now is when I like to add in raisins. I feel like if you add in dried fruit at the end there, it kind of makes them a little mushy and soft. I like my dried fruit to be a little more on the firmer side of things and not so mushy, so that's why I do it at the end and I mix it in as I want. Check out this beauty.
The best ballin' on a budget dessert out there. So good. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out this video because it's amazing. I'll see you on there.